Aries.
Hello Aries, this is your February forecast for 2017 and we have a spectacular month up ahead. Now we have two eclipses. We have a lunar eclipse, we got a solar eclipse, and what that will mean for you, I'm going to speak about that. At the end of the video you will find a link where we're just going to dedicate to the eclipses itself, all right? But I will mention just where they're at here right now because that full moon will be in your 5th house this month, and that has to do with children. Self-expression, the joy that you put out when you have a little downtime, leisure time. What do you like to do when you have the availability to do so? It's in a playful area. This whole area will be illuminated. It's also part of your eclipse. Now then also the new moon will be for you in this month here in the 12th house, which deals with spirituality. It's in your inner self. It's where you go to recharge your battery. Everything that's happening behind the scene, that's what the 12th house is. So we got that new moon there, but that is also the solar eclipse. So we'll see what more could you expect from the eclipses itself and what will it do for you, right? More on that. So do pay attention to the link at the very end of this video. But then here, as we look into February, your focus here, Aries, will be on the 11th house, which has to do with hopes and dreams. It's what you reach for as far as what it is you're wanting to manifest. The sun is cruising here all on its own. There's no Mercury, there's no Venus around, no nothing. But you're getting more time now to spend with your friends. And that is a good thing, catching up with them and so forth. But also, keep in mind what it is you're tracking. Because as you place your intentions here this month, it may not come to fruition already in February, but it's all about putting it out there. This is the time to place it on your horizon, right? And then as the planets start kicking in, as we move along in time, you will come to see how you can attract those elements that can create that dream into reality. Speaking of Venus and Mars, let's look at where they are right now as we start off February. Venus is in your 12th house, working behind the scenes. It's you attuning yourself spiritually to those things that you desire. It's a very creative time as well. Arts, music, that kind of thing. Just getting some time maybe to meditate, do your yoga. Absolutely fantastic. But Venus is going to move out into your 1st house here already on the 3rd into the sign of Aries, your own sign. So more power to you, right? This is when women, men too for that matter, really projects that Venusian energy out towards your surroundings. This is a time when you yourself will become that much more charismatic. You will find that people are going to navigate towards you. They're magnetized towards you. Mars, your ruler, is already in that 1st house. So what about for you to have both Venus and Mars in your 1st house? This tells me, Aries, that you are all out there now, putting out to the world the things that you've been working for over this whole last year. What Venus has been working on for an entire year is now going to start blossoming. What Mars has worked on for 2 years is now coming around, starting off this new cycle. Whatever it is now you do as far as planting seeds to your own personal individuality, this is what Mars is going to pick up, carry forward straight throughout the entire chart until it gets back there in 2 years. So you have good time to actually see that new growth cycle take on shape and form, right? So make the most out of it. Having one's ruler on one side is energetically too more physical energy for things that you want to lift, rise, bring forward. It's also men in your life. Mars will always represent men. You can come to see that you will be more interacting with, I won't just say impulsive men, but men with action, not the procrastinators. I don't think you will have a lot of patience this month to deal with the procrastinators. You're all on the go, 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 right? And men coming in right now can be very helpful, supportive to get you and your personal things up and out into the world. Then we have Mercury. Well, she retrograded, or he retrograded in January, now on the onmarch and completing its journey in the area of your career. So you might have found yourself having talks or looking for a new job, placing applications, having reviews and so forth. Maybe even those of you lucky ones getting a promotion. All right, so this is the time of the year to get that done. It'll be a full year before Mercury has the gift of gab here to interact with those superiors. So try to make it work for you in that first week of February, because on the 7th, Mercury will be moving into the area where the sun is, your hopes, your dreams, where you're going to be socializing, interacting, communicating that much more as well. Jupiter is still in your 7th house and doing really good. Some of you have really come to feel how Jupiter has been expanding this area of your life, and in that case that has been wonderful. It's been generous to you. You're going to get some extended time when Jupiter retrogrades, which it will, from February 6th. All right, so just keep in mind that it might slow down a little bit, but Jupiter retrograde is still a very good planet, being in that deficiency, should I say, when she backs off a little bit, but she's still good. She's not difficult. But until June 10th, if you have plans of moving forward, you might see that slowing down, but it's still very optimistic and good. So what we have for you right now, this month, where we're looking at action, on the 1st and also even on the 2nd of February might not be the best of time to at least sign or agree upon agreements. Just looks like you might not be seeing fully eye to eye with whoever it is that you're communicating with, because you're off here looking at some aspects that you might find is very valuable to you, and then the other party may not fully get it. There's a little bit of disagreements, seeing things differently. That can change, but it's okay to voice it, right? As long as we can agree to disagree, then let it go. Just wait for a better time to things to move forward, which it will. On the 9th, I can see how something has shifted. That could be in your own perspectives. It could be in your partner's perspective. What I'm really getting, this has to do with your individuality, your sense for being able to make your choices. You're wanting to go in a direction where I feel not only will behoove you, I think it's really great, actually, Aries. You're just maybe just having to fight for it a little bit, but then again, you got Mars, your ruler, there with you, kind of like giving you the stamina and the courage to actually step up, right? So this is a month where I see that you can really, really break through on certain areas. The 9th and 10th, I feel not only is communication going to be excellent, but I feel the recipient of your communication is all open ears. There's a lot of warmth, there's a lot of love. I'm also thinking that as far as money and romance goes too, these are days where you can come to see that things feel like it's falling into place. And this is carrying on straight from the 10th through the 14th, actually to the 16th. And this is also because one of the luckier days in the year is when Sun meets Jupiter here with a trine, and that is on the 11th. So for you, that's a partnership thing, since Jupiter is over there in your 7th house, and the Sun is you, and that is over there in your hopes and dreams area. So something may just click, an agreement, something that you're really happy about. So 10th and the 11th is great days to put down plans. On the 14th, I feel that can be solidified, because Saturn is coming in here to give you substance, to give you that sense and that feel that karmically things are all okay, right? Saturn, the taskmaster, Saturn, or master in that matter, karmic taskmaster. And you, this is you feeling all at one, very convinced, solid, on solid ground. And so whatever it is you decide to move forward with in whatever aspect it is of your life. It's coming from the sense of self. It's coming from the area of what you are envisioning. And Saturn from your area of the ninth house, which has to do with higher thinking, right? It's you reaching for that higher part of yourself, but it's also education. It can have to do with travel, visas, publishers, foreign people or places. But that is also your own consciousness, reaching for all these realms, solidifying it with the dream that you have, so you can see how these are coming together. So the 14th, absolutely great, giving you a green light on the 16th to take some practical, physical action. Again, communication is great. You got green light for the most part. You just want to avoid having to sign up for something you're not comfortable with there on the first 2 days of the month. But then all the way to mid-month, you could just see that this is fabulous, right? And not to mention that we did have on the 11th too, that lunar eclipse, right? That will do some tricks for you as well. So do listen to that at the end of this video. But then on the 18th, the sun is moving into the sign of Pisces. For you, that is into your 12th house. So you've been very social up to this point. Now the sun, the essence of you, have really a need to just step back a little bit so you can be alone in your own head, listen to your own thoughts, to dream up big dreams. That is what the 12th house is really good all about. And but I do see that through the 21st, there's a lot of communication and agreements to be made this month. And I feel you're crystal clear on what it is that you're bringing out there. Mercury is communicating not just what is good for your higher best and higher good, but where you're actually including what is good for the higher good of everybody else concerned, okay? You have this group mind. You're wanting everybody to get on board there with you, because whatever it is you're planning, it will actually trickle off to those around you. So you're in a very generous area this month. We do have a challenge as we get closer towards the end of the month, and this is Mars, your drive and your action and your goals, right? Coming up on a square to Pluto, it's more like, uh-oh. And I say that because when they square off, if they're together and they're pulling the forces in the same direction, they can move mountains, right? Really a force to be reckoned with. But when they come up in a hard angle like this, then that's, you know, those days throughout the year where we encounter people in power or just wanting to create power struggles. Not saying that you will, but it's like people can be a little difficult to deal with or handle, and you might just get all fired up or triggered by these energies, because some of it might just feel a little unfair. You're not really in a place where you want somebody to come and stop your drift, okay? Because this Mars in Aries is really honing in on its goal, right? So if some authority figure who would like to think they have power over your life, and they come and put the roadblock up, well, you know, there's going to be an issue. Not saying that it's going to be long-lasting, but the effect could be the day before, a couple of days later. It's also one of those times throughout the year where you don't want to drive too fast, and then you'll be stopped for speeding. Typical, you know, Pluto represents police too, and Mars is action and speed. So watch out for tickets anytime around this time. This could also, on a larger scale, you know, Earth scale, it could be a time where we could see volcanoes and so forth, where energy just erupts like that. And there has been a couple of volcanoes that have been quite active here as of late. This could be a volcano watch that we want to keep our eye on just around the 22nd. Then you know what forces I'm talking about, right? It's the release of pressure coming out. Of course, that could be emotional too, release of emotional pressure. On the 24th, 3rd, we have Mercury and Saturn. I see that's you having some talk with an authority figure, not like a Plutonian one though, a Saturnian one. So this is you claiming your own power and your sense of where you're heading. It's you and your mastery. It's also you and your sense of responsibility and obligation, but coming together in a way that you feel you've got a good handle, a good grip. If you're having any agreements, contracts, this would be a great day to have that signed. On the 25th, Mercury is going to move into the sign of Pisces as well. And so that will allow you to kind of pull back. The sun is there. So the sun and Mercury for you, for just the rest of that month, you might just feel like resting up a little bit or doing things that you like to do when you're alone. All right, that alone time is always like recharge of energy. Then we have a very exciting end of the month on the 27th, and this Aries is your ruler. Mars here conjuncting Uranus. Now, Uranus can bring unexpected changes, right? It can really throw a wrench into something, but it could also just give you unexpected OMGs on a good note. This is in the area of your 1st house, so that has to do with you, your personality. It's spontaneous energy that comes up. So you might make a spontaneous decision on whatever direction that may be. It could be you receiving some unexpected news as well. And it could very well indicate that there's a man involved, since Mars is involved. But it's also your physical energy that you might just get so much accomplished in a very short amount of time. On the 27th, that same Mars is now opposing Jupiter. So you could say, well, bringing all those forces into play, that's your partner, Jupiter in the 7th house. So there might be unexpected changes coming from him or her, which will be news for you. And that has to do with swift changes, sudden eruptive changes. Now, we do have that solar eclipse, that new moon, on the 26th, which is in your 5th house. So that's the day prior to this. So whatever kicks in on your new moon, on the solar eclipses are always new beginnings, by the way, that could trigger what's coming up in those next following days. So you can see it's a month of a lot of action. All you need to do is to be true to yourself, go for it. Like I said, this is like a new 2-year cycle that's opening up for you. So you definitely want to lay those first bricks down on the foundation solid. Go for it. And then see how it's going to evolve throughout the rest of the year, right? So listen, Aries, this is what I have for you now. You want to go listen to your rising sign, your moon sign, and you know, you want to know where these moon placements, the new and full moon is this month when it comes to that too. And I'll see you in March. Have a good one now.